I have great news. We're planning a big community party for here at the radio station. Isn't that a great idea?
Not really.
No. What do you have against the community? This is a community radio station after all.
Sure, and I am proud to work at such a great community radio station, but it's also a workplace. An office where we work. And making radio can be very hard work. And having a giant party inside of the station will clearly be disruptive to the people making radio.
Well, there wouldn't be a radio station without the community. Why are you shutting them out?
I'm not suggesting that the doors be locked to the community. I'm just saying that having a large gathering inside of the station will make it hard for everyone who works here to do their job.
But you wouldn't have jobs if it weren't for the community. It's their station, not yours. Why are you against them having a party?
I'm not against there being a party. I'm just questioning the wisdom of having that party inside of the radio station.
Why?
Because it can be very hard work to put together a radio program. There is a lot of writing and research and last-minute phone calls that goes into producing radio. And there are a lot of things that can go wrong during the broadcast. Every day of the week there are dozens of people working for hours prior to airtime to make the most compelling programming they can, with pre-recorded segments, guests from around the world and lots of writing and research. Of course there are a lot less of those people working here since the last round of layoffs, but all of us, including even the music programmers and the other volunteers who work for free, we all need to concentrate on what we are doing to make radio for the listeners. That's what we do in this building every day.
Well, it would only be one day. We used to have parties here at the station all the time before you were here.
I'm sorry, I don't like the idea of a party at the station just weeks after so many of my co-workers were forced to take buyouts or involuntarily lost their jobs. You asked me for my opinion and that is what I think. How many people are going to come to this party for the listeners inside of the station?
Just a couple of 100 people. It wouldn't be too many.
Well, since this is a radio station, and not a community center, even 50 people milling around in the common areas can be very crowded and extremely noisy. Because of the way the building is designed, sound will carry all over the station. The newsroom doesn't even have a door. There can be 9 or 10 people working in there on their stories on any given day, although it's less these days, since the third round of layoffs. Have you ever written a story on deadline? It is always a very exciting challenge.
No. I don't make radio. I just listen to it. And I don't like the news. They always quote what the president has to say. Or the leading Republicans in Congress. I get enough of that from NPR. I don't want to hear it on my community radio station too.
Well, it's very hard work to do what we do here. And throwing a party for yourself and the community where we work would be very disruptive. Please consider holding your event in another location.
But the community built this place. Shouldn't they have one day to celebrate it?
But there are thousands of listeners to this station, and there could be thousands more if the staff had supported the Pacifica network to make better radio. You can't fit even half of those people inside the station at one time.
Well, we're not talking about inviting everybody into the station at once.
Then who are you inviting to this community gathering inside of the station?
Everyone is invited. No one will be left out.
But you don't expect 10,000 people to come?
No, just a couple of 100 at most.
What makes that small portion of the listeners special? Why are they the community, and not the larger majority of listeners?
Because they are the core of the community. They fought for this station while the paid staff wasted all the money on bloated budgets and hired their friends and took down the whole network by insulting the listeners and spreading anti-democratic lies and lawsuits.
So this community gathering inside of the station is more like a victory lap for your side, since you took over the network and got rid of your enemies on the paid staff of the KPFA morning show.
If that's what you want to call it. Fine. There will also be punch and cookies.